Hello everyone, welcome to our video on auto reorder. In today's video, we are going to cover what is auto reorder, who needs it, how to set it, and how does the system actually work. So let's get started. What is auto reorder? Auto reorder is a feature that enables auto replenishment of stock based on predefined rules. Auto replenishment helps you to manage optimum level of stock to prevent either overstocking or stockouts. Now let us see who can benefit from this particular feature of reordering. First is retailers. Retailers have a lot of SKUs or items to manage. Keeping a track of multiple SKUs in a business as busy as retail can be tough. If you set auto reorder, you no longer have to worry about replenishment. Similarly, distributors or wholesalers too can manage their replenishment with the help of auto reorders. Manufacturers can manage their raw materials, sub-assemblies and finished goods with auto reorder. Optimum level of stock will ensure better utilization of manufacturing facilities as well as better working capital management. So basically, anyone that uses inventory can benefit from reordering. Now let us see how to set auto reorder on ERP next. In order to set auto reorder, you will need to perform certain calculations. First, you need to know your average daily demand. Average daily demand is calculated by dividing the total demand by number of working days. If your annual demand is 300 pieces and number of working days in a year is 250 days, then your average daily demand is 1.2 pieces per day. Next is lead time demand. This metric calculates demand during the lead time. Therefore, it is a product of average daily demand and the lead time. If your average daily demand is 1.2 pieces and lead time is 5 days, then your lead time demand is 6 pieces, which means that you will need 6 pieces to fulfill the demand during your lead time. Next is safety stock. This metric defines the quantity required to fulfill demand in case of unforeseen circumstances. It is the product of average daily demand times the safety days. Now the safety days depends on a few factors like possible fluctuations in lead time. You may know what could be the standard deviation of your lead time from the average lead time based on your previous experience. Next is stockout costs. How important is the item in question? Is it a high margin item or a running item which you cannot afford to run out of? Or is it an item that is required once in a while? If it is an item which you cannot afford to run out of, then you may want to set a higher safety date so that there are no stockouts. Next is working capital constraints. If you use a higher margin of safety, you will end up stocking more products which will block your working capital. Next metric is the reorder level. This metric defines a threshold beyond which you want to trigger reorder. It is a sum of lead time demand and the safety stock. In other words, you trigger a reorder at a level where you have enough quantity to last for your lead time and some safety just in case something goes wrong. Next is the reorder quantity. This is the quantity you want to reorder when you hit the threshold. This metric is decided based on the reorder cycle. Reorder cycle is defined by the periodicity of reordering. If you want to place orders twice a month, you will consider a reorder cycle of 10 days assuming you work only 20 days in a calendar month. Therefore, your reorder quantity will be 6 pieces of average daily demand times 10 working days, which equals to 60 pieces. Once you have calculated these numbers, you need to configure these on ERP next. Navigate to the item master. Under the auto reorder section, define check-in group. This is the parent warehouse where the system will check quantity at the predefined time, which is at midnight. Request for. In this field, define the child warehouse where the quantity needs to be checked. Reorder level. In this field, define the threshold for reordering that we calculated earlier. Reorder quantity. In this field, define the reorder quantity, which is the quantity that you want to reorder once the threshold is reached. The last field is the material request type, in which you need to define what kind of material request needs to be generated. It can be one of the following. The first one is purchase. If the item needs to be purchased from vendors, you need to select this option. Second is material transfer. This needs to be selected if the items need to be transferred from one warehouse to the other. Next is manufacture. If the item needs to be manufactured, you need to select this option. And the last option is material request. if the item needs to be issued to a particular warehouse, you need to select this option. Now let us see how the system actually works. At midnight, the scheduler will trigger a function or a code that will check the quantity of items at defined warehouse locations. If the projected quantity is less than the defined reorder quantity, the system will trigger two things. First, it will generate a material request as per the configurations. Second, it will send an email to the purchase manager and stock manager that a material request has been generated by auto reordering system. These material requests can then be converted into respective documents like purchase order, request for quotation, or stock entry in case of material transfers. We've answered some of the frequently asked questions in the description section of this video. Don't forget to check them out. We hope you liked the video. If you want us to make a video on any particular topic, feel free to leave a comment and we will try to accommodate your request. Thank you.